Up to be an amazing Game 3.
Yeah, these drafts both look incredible. I find this offlane Shaman really interesting. This is something we saw a lot of teams start to do at TI, I feel like. I think TNC especially, they really like this offlane Shaman against the Morph, rushing that Aether Lens and having the Hex from a long range away to be able to initiate up onto him. And I think it's a good answer, but they have good relocate setups, they have good Sunstrike setups as well on Secret, but I agree with Kyle and Bulldog. I think this LGD draft just about edges it, but it's going to be so close. I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to doubt the Iocopter and also the mid-1 Invoker.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
I mean, his OD last game, you know, we saw his Monkey King yesterday going absolutely crazy, and mid-1 on this Invoker, one of these really high skill cap heroes for a high skill cap player, anything could happen.
Absolutely, this is entirely, I mean, for me anyway, I mean, obviously the panel and you have had your say, but for me, this is an entirely skill-based draft. I couldn't ask for anything less from these two teams as we get started. 2 bounty runes each side, it's X-Nova and Arme starting off in the bottom lane, the Morphling actually going down low to Lena versus this Gyrocopter and the Io.
Did you see that? The Wisp just tanked a tower hit so he could help regen his Gyro a little bit better with the tether. That's so cute. I've never even seen that before.
What a guy. What a guy as we set up in this middle lane, mid-1 on the Invoker versus Somnus on the Razor. Razor, pretty unconventional hero, haven't been seeing too much of it lately. You had a lot to say about it in the draft though, didn't you?
The Razor, yeah, it's very good against the Gyrocopter. You just tank up, build your BKB, and your main thing this game is to just drain that damage away from the Gyro. It makes it really difficult for that hero, and we've seen it banned out against LGD so far this tournament already. Expecting big things from the Razor.
Yeah, and even though, you know, there is a Bane, there is a Shaman, so until he gets that BKB, it's going to be very difficult to pull it off, but when he hits that timing and, you know, LGD and BKB timings, it's a match made in heaven.
I mean, look at this Razor CS mid. He has 5 denies already on this Invoker. Obviously, mid-1 playing this Quaswex Invoker, so it's a little bit more difficult, but Razor already off to a good start.
So as we come into these team fights, we're kind of expecting mid-1 to be controlling them up on this Quaswex Invoker. The Shaman, you know, there for the control with the Bane as well. You know, between them, they've just got so much to dish out. Also, you know, the Fiend's Grip as well. That's going to be a huge factor against the Razor, isn't it? It's X-Nova taking a lot of damage. The battery assault. He's just turning around and fighting it up here, as X-Nova is prone to doing.
Yeah, I feel like this game comes down to the EMP a lot of the time, though, for the Invoker. They don't really have high mana pool heroes. If you can drain this Centaur's mana at the start of the fight before he gets anything off, that's going to be absolutely huge. Razor as well. Even Morph doesn't have a great mana pool until he starts building some stats up. So good Quaswex Invoker game. Shaman, top of the CS chart. He's loving life up there.
Yeah, it's off-lane Shaman, currently 9 and 6. Just side things.
I love that they've dodged the aggro lane of the Shaman and the Bane on LGD. Morphling not really able to deal with that, so just have to go up against the Gyro instead.
Somnus is putting an early advantage, meanwhile Chalice getting zoned out. I mean, classic lane, Shadow Shaman versus Centaur, you know, see it every day. Who comes out on top here? Obviously it's Zai right now, but is this going to change as time goes on?
Shadow Shaman has massive base damage. I mean, you definitely have to favour him, but with the pulls coming through from the Shadow Demon and whatnot, it could upset the equilibrium a little bit, but it's mainly just a kind of trade farm lane up here as well. Obviously, Shaman's going to get more denies with his high base damage, but Centaur should be okay.
Yeah, and I think Puppy's pulled the lane through as well. He's just going to leave it in front of the tower so that they can get that creep aggro back in their favour. As Nisha and A phoning up down here against X-Nova and Arme. Arme off to a decent start. The Gyrocopter not finding quite as much just yet, but very close in this bottom lane.
This mid lane, though. Razor has 12 denies in 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of the creeps. That is a large percentage of the creeps.
I mean, the thing is with this Quaswex Invoker, though, that even if your lane doesn't go fantastically well, you build an urn. We've seen mid-1 do this so many times where he just plays the map really aggressively, makes the right rotations, and just makes things happen for Secret.
Disruption up in the top lane, but the sleep is there from Puppy to stop the Stomp coming through, so Chalice is unable to follow up on his Shadow Demon's initiation.
Yeah, this is one of the best things about this Bane up in the top lane. Shadow Demon Centaur, obviously normally a very good combo of getting these kills, but with the Bane and the Shaman both there to be able to disrupt these initiations from the Centaur, it's going to be difficult for the LGD side to get a kill up there.
Scoreline 0-0. It is a good time to get your bets in if you are so inclined. ESBet is the official sponsor of this tournament, and you can get a 125% bonus on your first deposit. Details in the description below. As we have first blood, AU actually kills X-Nova down here.
This is a difficult lane for the Elder Titan, though. The thing is, like, normally you want to be getting up close and really harassing people, as we saw Xnova doing, was it game 1 today in this series?
Yes.
And up against the Gyro with that constant rocket barrage damage coming through, he has such massive kill potential.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the Astral now gives him armor, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
But obviously not any magic resistance, so still pretty squishy to those rockets when he's isolated.
Yeah, fantastic job by AU there, denying the DD rune as well. Would have made mid-one's life even harder in that mid lane.
He's not having a good time, but seems to be a recurring factor for mid one. You know, not have a good time in lane and then find your way back into the game some way or another.
You don't have to win the lane to win the game.
Indeed, but it does awfully help.
Yeah, it really does, especially at the moment.
Meanwhile, top, Puppey getting low. FY, can he get those last hits off? Puppey actually being healed up there. FY fighting up, just wants to get his kill onto Puppey. He will go down, and Puppey will survive. Secret, they take a kill on the top lane.
When does the Wisp ever leave the Gyro? At like 5
when
minutes.
He goes to Puppey, apparently.
That's such a crazy rotation to make for AU, but a fantastic one. And they play around these two really strong heroes in the Shaman and the Bane at the moment, and they bring down that tanky Centaur. So much damage.
And AU is still performing very, very well.
The thing is, Nisha doesn't even really need too much help down here on this Gyro.
Yeah. No, I mean, it could have been a call from the captain, but all the same, you know, you got to give credit where it's due. He's had a fantastic series so far, and it's surprising under all this pressure as well that he's able to do that. You know, it's the final game. You know, if they lose this game, they're out. He's a standard. Everybody's going to be keeping one eye on him, and he's just taking it in his stride.
I mean, he's still a very good player. Obviously, plays for Lotac in the C region. There's that combination again, stopping the chain stun.
On the run here.
Oh, good illusion blocks.
Oh, the stun doesn't come out. Puppey with the sleep. FY is also taking a lot of damage. They do have 4 stacks of poison on them, so you have to be careful. FY will get the salve off in time, though. He's going to be able to survive. Doesn't look like anybody's going to fall up here for now.
Elder Titan
all around. Yeah, the Elder Titan is in trouble in the bot lane. Kyle on the cam. Don't forget to direct your complaints to him.
As if he wasn't getting enough already. Come on, give him a break.
It's full bullying. We're going to get a complaint in from HR pretty soon, I'm sure. All of us. After the big old meeting and take turns to apologise.
I'm sure HR don't mind. Kyle turns up to events expecting to get bullied, I'm sure now.
Well, Chalice and FY will take this shrine, heal themselves up, and continue the fight up at top lane, which has been pretty brawly so far. And I am surprised that Chalice and FY are having such a good time up here against that Bane Shaman. But of course, never underestimate the Shaman's damage. I
mean, the panel were talking about this combo, well, the first pick Centaur being really important to LGD. And unfortunately, Chalice isn't really having a great start here. We said mid one was getting shut down on the Invoker, but this Centaur's getting shut down even harder. It's so difficult to CS up against this Shaman.
Yep, top net worth Shadow Shaman at the 7-minute mark. Not what we're used to seeing every day, but when he takes his core position, he often does, you know, laning phase extremely strong.
Yeah, I mean, last patch, this Razor would have been so much better in this mid lane because mid one would have been denied so much XP. But because of the fact that he gets gold now instead of XP on the denies, makes this Invoker's life, you know, relatively okay. Yes, he's behind, but he'll catch up. He'll find those kills.
He'll get there, buddy. And, you know, mid one, he's fantastic at playing catch-up as well. And I think it's kind of a standard of all mid players right now, is that they have to be great coming back into the game. But Puppey's actually found Xnova going for the rotation. FY's coming in as well. Here comes the EMP though. Are you joining up with mid one here? They're going on to Xnova. They've got the cold snap out as well. Do they have the damage they're going to do? They sure do. Now the Razor's trying to come in, but does get tornadoed up, but still going to snap a lot of damage away from mid one. He's looking for Puppey. Plasma Field is going to slow them down, but Secret are going to get away without dropping a hero, and they get this Centaur up in the top lane as well as Zai drops the snakes for it and can now get to work on this tower.
Zai got a solo kill onto the Centaur. I feel like Team Secret as a whole, there's some teams where you really think there's like a superstar player, but with Secret, it feels like you can rely on any of them to win you the game. They're all just so good individually.
It's true, and now Somnus might be in trouble in the mid lane. Stomp coming out. The Tornado should... No, he actually gets a Fairy Fire off. He survives on the Slither HP, heals himself out, disrupts you up from FY. That's going to keep the Razor alive.
Oh, and he has a regen rune on the Wisp as well.
So close every time. But yeah, I mean, what you were saying about Secret, I think you can say the exact same thing about LGD. I mean, we've seen so many games where Somnus has just torn people apart on his Kunkka, on Storm Spirit, so many heroes he can just dominate with. And all the games, you know, Arme, Terrorblade, and he's got again, you know, I think you can make the exact same point for both of these teams, which is why this series has proven to be so damn entertaining.
True, but at the same time, I think Chalice, it's really important for LGD that Chalice has a good game on the centaur, like the panel said.
Yeah,
it's all about, he's the big tempo controller of this game. Yes, you've got the Razor who does okay, but you really need that lockdown against these heroes like the Invoker, like the Bane, like the Shaman, that are just going to chain hex you up.
No doubts there. As I mean, the stuns. They also they need to make space for the Razor to get that BKB.
They do, but at the same time, Razor should be the one playing the map aggressively and trying to find kills. And at the moment, they've been running at the Razor.
Sleep comes out. Gyrocopter though, there's not going to be any movements onto Nisha. Well, there's a preempted TP coming in from Io. So he tethers up. X-Nova going for the TP out. They won't have a cancel for him. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, they're going on to Zai. They want to bring down this Shadow Shaman. Well, the sleep comes out. No stomp for you, but there's 4 heroes here as well. So it doesn't really matter. Zai's going to go down all the same. Puppey unable to save his teammate more than he could. But, you know, does give him some space down in the bottom lane. 2 bounty runes. No, 3 bounty runes actually, as Puppey's able to pick up the other one at top as well. So
that was a lot of hate on Zai. They understand just how well he's doing this game. And
well, you were saying so much about how Chalice needs to have a good game, so it doesn't make sense to me to rotate some heroes up here, punish Zai, and get Chalice a bit of space. Yeah, maybe even tower.
It's really important you play around this Centaur Stampede as well when he hits that level 6. It gives you that really good initiation tool to run down the Shaman, get the stomp off, and they had all the follow-up damage coming through with the TPs as well. He's actually max Link on the Razor. I don't think I've seen that yet this patch. We normally see like 2 or 3 points and then you max out the... I think it's usually the Plasma Field, but...
Yes, the Plasma Field is very strong, but sometimes people go for the farming build with... what's the other one called?
Is it Unstable Current still?
Unstable Current, yeah. Maybe it's like Unstable Field. I don't know.
Who even knows anymore?
They've changed the game a lot. Tornado coming in. Also, Razor not exactly meta right now. Since mana gets taken away, the Hex comes out from Zai. Even going to throw down the Snakes. Dual purpose Snakes here. Somnus, he aces his way out, but he's still going to get brought down by the right click of mid one. It does find that kill, and now the Snakes are positioned perfectly to allow them to try and take down this tier 1 middle lane tower. Oh no, LGD, they lose their mid laner, might be losing a little bit more, but they're being in Chalice right now. They want to defend this one. The Sheep out immediately, Cold Snap as well. Zai with the Snakes. Well, they seem to focus on the tower as the Tornado thrown out. Another EMP gonna land onto 2 here. Zai and mid one playing around this middle tower. They're even gonna hold it still so that mid one can get the last hit on the tower. No delay for you, Chalice.
He's just still going.
Zai's not giving up, is he? He's pretty low on mana though, but that's clarity will get cancelled out as well. Meanwhile, X-Nova coming in from behind, but they're actually going to throw down the shackles onto the Razor. Now the Stomp comes out onto Zai, but Shadows immediately wakes him up. Plasma Field out, but it's not doing a lot. They put him to sleep. Zai unable to get out of the range.
Oh, the relocate.
He doesn't care. He's just coming straight in. Relocate on the backlines as well. Razor is dropped. X-Nova in trouble as well. He's trying to make his way out of this one. Doesn't look like it will connect. Tornado does miss. Doesn't matter though. Nisha gets the kill with a right click and Secret style in the middle lane.
What a sequence of events from Secret. First of all, they time this rotation with the Shaman, with the Serpent Warts, at the same time as the Catapult. They get the kill on the Razor, turn it into a tower, and then they get the relocate return on afterwards. And that's such a big swing of momentum going towards Secret. The panel talked about this Morphling versus Gyrocopter matchup, but when they've got the kind of start that Secret have had this game, especially on Zai Shaman, it's going to be really difficult for Ame here.
He's farming up as fast as he can, but already this game is going downhill for LGD as we're currently 9-1 on the scoreboard. 4K gold advantage for Secret, but is that a good thing considering how the series has been going so far?
Yeah, I know what you mean. We have seen some good comebacks so far this series, but it feels like Secret's draft is, you know, they can push well with the Shaman this time. In game 1 with the Slark, they did struggle to take objectives, but that shouldn't be a problem this game.
They can also farm pretty well as well. Nisha also pricking up these drums over the Asher. How do these 2 items kind of compare? Ooh.
I feel like the drums is more of a kind of like a group up and team fight kind of item. We saw it from maybe on the DK. I think it was that game.
Hex is out onto Chalice here. Snakes dropped as well under the tier 1 tower. Chalice going to go for the Stampede. Actually gets him out off those Snakes, but still in trouble as Nisha jumps on top here. He's trying to get the stomp off. Will land it onto Zai. Zai gets low, but not low enough. Meanwhile, they find the X1. X-Nova held still and able to interrupt the team fight and brought down before he can stop by Nisha. Who's this coming in on no HP at all? It's Ame! Hexed instantly and taken down. FY trying to make his way through the tree line. Secret hard chasing, and they will find him. And it is Nisha with the ultra kill here in the top lane, and a tower easily taken with the help of these snakes as well.
Again, Secret. LGD are just TPing in one by one, and when you're against these heroes like the Shaman and the Bane, they're just going to hex you up, they're going to fiend script you, and they constantly find these +1s with the rocket barrage damage coming through, and fighting under the Serpent Wards the whole time. Again, they turn it into an objective after the kills as well, getting the top tier 1. Everything going right for Secret so far this game.
Absolutely. I was very confused about that TP in when it made sense to me when I realized it was a Morphling. His plan was to jump in and, you know, morph to strength, obviously, but Zai was just too quick. I mean,
how does a chicken TP into the tower? That's very impressive.
That's not what I thought, thank you very much. keep my dignity there. F1 Army, well, they're going to be feeling a little bit beat down this game. They still have the chance, though. This Morphling, late game, you know, he's going to have this one, but not if the Gyrocopter just carries away with this game.
Yeah, and they can look to try and fight around these Serpent Wards again. You probably want to wait for them before you look to take an objective. But in terms of kills, no need to wait at all. Keep hunting, keep playing aggressive on the enemy side of the map.
Tornado coming through at top. It's not going to land on the mark and is going to warn Chalice of the incoming doom. Going to go for the TP out, and I don't think they have the cold snap or the vision for it, at least. And Chalice will escape. Yeah,
very unfortunate. I didn't see that Centaur TPing away, but good blink purchase timing by Chalice, it has to be said, keeping him alive there.
And Invoker actually going for the Midas now.
Okay, so is he gone to earn Midas? I haven't been able to see his items yet.
No.
What's he got?
He's got Phase Boots, 2 Null Talismans,
oh, okay.
and Midas.
I mean, we've seen mid-1 build Midas on this OD last game, so if he's playing Invoker...
Oh, sorry, and a Wand as well.
Oh, and a Wand as well.
Very important.
If he's playing Invoker, I'm pretty sure he's going to buy Midas here as well. You know, the start he's had, he's not really going to be farming. He's going to be playing the map aggressively, so always going to have that Midas up to keep his farm potential going.
Absolutely.
Don't have to try and rely on CSing quite so much.
What's a component of the Midas, which people always forget about?
The attack speed.
And what does Cold Snap synergize well with?
Very well with attack speed.
Exactly. Exactly. LGD coming in, though. They're looking for a bit of an aggressive movement here, but Secret are smoked up. Zyra feels they're going to get the sleep off onto Chalice. This is the initiation which they want to take down and make the fights easier for themselves. The Stomp going to land onto nobody. Fiend Scrape used as well. Nisha is on top of Chalice here. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Down goes the Centaur.
His eyes looking
unstoppable. He's actually coming straight in. Gonna drop those snakes again. Getting that ward trap onto Ame, keeping him out of this fight as Nisha comes forward. They're trying to bring down Somnus. This Razor not looking too healthy as Io and Nisha run through, find one. FY just dropping low on the sidelines. Meanwhile, they clean up the Razor. And now they jump in and go for the Hex. And down goes X-Nova as well. Secret looking unstoppable in game number 3.
Another ultra kill for Nisha. That's 2 already. They've got 17 kills in 17 minutes to LGD's 1. The Razor tried to steal the Gyro's damage in that fight, and Nisha says, okay, rockets, and just chases after him with the rocket barrage. A huge amount of damage.
The IO on top also doing work. I mean, we've seen 2 huge turnarounds, but is it really going to be another one? Okay, Zai hexes up, but the slow is still out. Ame jumping in as well. This should be Zai dead. He does go down. Chaz actually taking that kill for 522 gold. Ame held still by the cold snap. A lot of heroes coming in. Secret looking for Ame here. He morphs back into the Morphling, trying to turn this one, but he's stunned up, held still. He's out of strength. He's really struggling here. Slept up. Morphling is away. Meanwhile, they've actually got mid-1, but he turns around with the Tornado, and the one going to be absolutely fine as he's got invis and runs himself away. Secret, they lose only Zai. Oh, you don't get anything there.
He was so close to hitting the Morphling with the Tornado in the backline as well. Like, he might have been able to pick him off, but yeah, really good rotation by LGD. They need to find these kills with the Centaur, and unfortunately in that bot engagement before, we saw they managed to pick him off first. That's the key target, bringing down that Centaur. He's the big initiation, he's the big disables. And that fight, he survives the whole time, and they managed to pick up Zai on the Shaman. Big, big kill.
18 minutes in. They haven't been able to keep up, though. You know, only 17 kills at the 18-minute mark.
Very disappointing.
Shame, Secret, shame.
There is a double damage on the Gyrocopter. So in that bottle, ready to go. Morphling just farming up here as well. Just needs to be trying to keep up.
Well, they have this Asian stack up for Arme. You know, he's 7.2k. It's doing pretty well on the net worth, especially considering how far behind they are.
I mean, people might think at home, you know, this game's over. It's 17 kills to 2. That's definitely not true.
If anybody's saying that, they haven't seen LGD play very much.
And they haven't seen this series either, I'm pretty sure. When you have this Morphling against the Gyrocopter, you can just turn into him, and the flat cannon damage coming out from the Morphling is absolutely insane. So definitely not over yet. They just need to keep Arme farming, but I think the big timer for him is getting that BKB up, or at least the Lincolns to try and deal with the Shaman Hex and Control coming out.
Xnova and Chalice with FY up on this high ground. It does look like Secret are grouping up for something here. They're smoked up on Puppey and Midway and just leaving Nisha and the IO to farm in the lane. Zai as well.
They ping out this top side.
There's the smoke reveal. They see FY. Observer on the high ground. Struggling to find a catch. Tornado through the trees, though. It's going to land onto FY with the EMP as well, but FY with a Stampede. Oh, he cancels the Fiend's Grip. That's kind of costly there. And FY will escape. And that's also Puppey's ulti on cooldown.
It's on cooldown, but at the same time now, they can just look to pick up this tower and then go back to farming. Wait for the Fiend's Grip to come back up again. I say that, but they're already TPing top, looking to hunt Arme. Yeah,
Arme pushing in that tower, forcing a rotation, but they do take the tier 2. Nisha will grab that one with the DD.
And this Whisper's at level 11 already. I know it's only 20 minutes into the game, but if we can look towards that level 15 mark with the Acceptor bonus onto the Gyro, Secret are already doing so much damage.
Oh no, Somnus, he needs his BKB soon. If Secret find the kill here as they relocate in Morphling, they actually, oh no, they get Somnus. They relocate behind him to force him into Puppey, and Puppey with the body blocks as well. One more right click for the Gyrocopter, it is going to find him and finish him off, but Puppey is going to go down. Mid one caught by the Espinit as well. Deafening Blast going to give him a bit of space to get out. Meanwhile, Nisha's causing havoc in the middle of this fight. They're going to look towards the IO. EO, he's going to drop now. Oh, the flat cannon. The flat cannon is not enough to kill Mid one, though. Mid one does escape by the shrine, but they have killed Nisha. LGD get 3 kills down here as they punish Secret for trying to kill Somnus. I mean, they get him. The BKB is delayed, but still a huge win for LGD. 2,000 gold gained from that fight.
That fight looked amazing for Secret. They managed to pick up the Razor first, but then it takes so long to bring him down. He just gets out of range of the relocate. And the rest of LGD just turn up, and if you're not focusing this Morphling down, he's going to do so much damage when he turns into that Gyrocopter. Unfortunately, the Gyrocopter didn't quite bring Xnova down on this Elder Titan, and that Spirit was key. That was something else that Kyle talked about on the panel, having that Spirit up with the adaptive strike from the Morph, just making it become so much extra damage.
And one thing I noticed in that fight as well is you're saying about not being in range for relocate, but I think the point of the relocate was actually to shepherd the Razor back into Puppey. I don't think Puppey had the Fiend's Grip though, so it just ended up Puppey using body blocks to try and get the kill though, which did actually work. A very nice plays from him.
Yeah, that last right click just flying through onto the Razor.
Here we go. You see the relocate coming in, and it pushes them
But
back.
Nisha was there.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what the idea was and why the relocate was used, but all the same. And then Puppey coming in. See those body blocks.
Stomp as well from Xnova though, just keeping the fight alive.
Splitter does so much to Mid one as well, but just able to escape. I mean, Secret, they've been getting away on such low HP for these fights, but still.
Look at the Elder Titan on the left-hand side now. Just throws the Spirit in. And watch this magic damage coming through just to finish off Nisha.
Melts like paper. If paper would melt.
LGD, they've got a bit of momentum going for them after this fight, though. You know, if you can see that they feel like they can be more aggressive now on the map. Still a little bit behind, but again, Dota's a game of feel at this top kind of level of the game. And if you feel that you're ahead because you've got the momentum, it's so much easier to play.
Nice jump away from Chalice there as the cold snap comes out onto him, but he manages to blink at the same time. EU and Alicia. But I understand what you're saying about your point about Dota being about feel. You know, when you practice this much, when you play this much for so long as well, all these incredible plays, all these, you know, split-second mechanical decision-making, it all comes down to impulse at this stage, and who has the better impulses and, you know, more accurate but quicker as well. So, yeah.
It's not like these players are doing the maths in their head, are they? It's
Exactly.
all about feel. I was talking to Kyle about this before. He says, you don't have the time to make the decisions that you want to. You have the snap of your fingers to be able to just think about everything that could possibly happen in these team fights.
LGD, I mean, they do take a fight. Secret being a little bit more cautious to go for the next engagement. Understandably, too.
Are they looking to smoke up here on LGD? Looks like it. ET gets the ward as well, so yeah, they go for the smoke after.
Sending the scout to go and deward, and then smoke up afterwards. Are Secret ready for this?
It's very difficult. Yeah, it looks like they know something's up. They knew ET got the D-ward in the top lane, so it's very possible that they would have looked to go and smoke afterwards.
And now Secret, they're bringing in more heroes.
No,
they're ready to
Nisha.
fight this one, but Nisha's taking to the front lines here. Got to walk straight away, popping that BKB, no stun available, trying to lay the damage down the Fiend's Grip onto the Razor as well. They need to take this guy down, but Nisha hitting not for much at all as Ame actually jumped in, trying to kill Bird with that split shot on the Morphling. It's doing a lot of work. Puppey is the one to drop. Nisha, though, still full HP. Ayu very low in the backline side, jumping forwards, gets the Hex onto Ame here. Where is the follow-up damage, though? He's even got the Shackles up as well, but there's a disruption coming through. Meanwhile, the stun lands onto the Gyrocopter. Nisha held down.
The
Do they have the
Meteor.
damage to fill him up? Meteor, well, it's a Quasvex Invoker. It's not doing a whole lot as in comes the Morphling. Ame, he's hexed up again, but there's no follow-up damage. They've gotten themselves out on the side of Secret. Such a close engagement, a 5v5 fight, and only one hero drops, and it is the Bane for Team Secret. Look at all those spells, all those abilities, all those items, and one hero dies.
It feels like all 10 of them should be dead after how many spells were thrown in that fight. Right at the start of that fight, the Razor went into static link the gyro, but he didn't realise that Nisha's picked up a Lincoln's, which completely blocked that. He got the BKB off before the Centaur Stomp came out as well. Really good reaction by Nisha just to stay alive at the start of that fight. It's so difficult for LGD to take a fight around that shrine as well, you know, especially with the Wisp giving the double heal to the gyro. Ooh.
Well, we wanted a good game 3, and we are getting a good game 3 as LGD holding their own despite being quite far behind, but Secret now looking to make the engagement in the middle lane. Oh no, they jump onto the illusion site, makes a big mistake, and he's going to hold down the other as well, but obviously just another illusion.
Well, that's so unfortunate. He didn't have vision of the second illusion because it was nighttime, so he didn't see. He just saw one Morphling blinked in for the Hex, and oh, so unfortunate. And that's just kind of a smoke wasted for Secret.
Yep. And, you know, this is the time in the game where they need to be finding these plays because Ame is only going to get scarier and scarier.
Yeah, I was wondering whether he'd go for that BKB or Lincoln's first. He went for the BKB. We saw it in the last fight, and he's going back again for that Lincoln's now. You need that defensive item build up against this magic damage and the instant initiation from Secret.
Yep. LGD, they have BKBs on both of their cores. They are looking for some action here.
There's a Crimson Guard up on the Centaur, though, as well. This is going to really reduce Nisha's damage on this Gyrocopter.
Gyro does have. They actually jump onto the Gyro here. The Tornado immediately responds, but Nisha popping that BKB able to turn around. Ame has moved into that Gyrocopter. He's actually dropping really low inside the Hex. He gets a Shackle as well inside, but the save comes in from FY with the disruption. Ame's going to live and now be able to turn this one around. Nisha and AU being chased down. He's going for the TP out. He gets the relocate on the IO though. Meanwhile, Zai and Puppey will get taken down. LGD are winning this fight. It just seems how much damage control Secret can do here, and I think everybody's going to get out except maybe IO. Oh, it brings back Nisha. Okay, but they are okay. LGD do not want to follow up on this. They're happy with what they got. But my God, the saves on saves on saves. FY comes in with that huge disruption onto the Morphling, keeping him alive on no HP at all from Zai Shackle.
That was so close. And the best thing for Army there was that he was morphed up. So he instantly turned back into his original form and gained all his HP back. It's not like he had to use the morph straight away. Comes in with the flat cannon steel and just dishes out the damage. Just in time, AU gets the relocate out though. That was so clutch. The double saves, one from either team. These supports.
Taking deep breaths after every team fight here. I have no idea what's going to happen next. But LGD somehow turning this game around. Do you remember when we said, really, how can LGD turn this one around?
This is how you do it. The Morphling versus the Gyro. Keep Arme farming. Eventually, this Shadow Shaman is going to start to fall off a little bit. Yes, mid one will scale on this Invoker, but it's all about these tanky offlaners. And that Crimson Guard purchase in the last fight from Chalice, just negating so much of the damage from Nisha, keeping the Morphling alive. Whew.
Well, Puppey, he's been a huge playmaker this game. I mean, I don't think anybody's playing badly in this entire series, though. Like, it's very difficult. I mean, Arme maybe a questionable game on the Slark, and I mean, both players struggle with the Slark, though. That hero is very difficult to pull off. all in all, some incredibly high-tension stuff as Chalice onto the high ground here. There's a banish out onto, I think this is the Invoker mid one. Oh dear, he does not survive at all. Now they're going to use the Stampede. Looks for more. Nisha getting himself away. LGD coming in fast though. Can they actually find a pick-off here? Razor leads a charge. He hasn't got any catch though, so it is going to be a clean escape. I say that, Zai just about blinking away on the sidelines there. Nobody noticed him just running down the lane, running for his life. Zai still hangs around.
Good attempt by Chalice, though. He didn't know whether he'd gone straight back or into the trees, so goes for the one which he could reach. Unfortunately, Zai did walk back in a straight line, so...
Yeah, which is unusual for Zai. I feel like he's the kind of guy who'd blink into a trees and then try to jump out behind with a shackle for the follow-up fight, but yeah, that occasion, Zai just goes for the straight blink and Chalice doesn't land. Yeah. But still, LGD putting out a ton of aggression and being rewarded for it as well as they find mid one.
It definitely feels like Zai's the kind of guy that would play mind games, doesn't he? He's all about trying to get on top of people, outplay them.
And then they jump, stun out onto the Bane here. Puppey, though, gonna survive. Snake's actually being thrown disruption onto Zon that's keeping him alive. Nisha actually TPs into the backline, trying to bring down X-Nova, chasing him down. But Ame's come up behind. He knows he needs to be scared, and in comes Morphling. He's not scared. The split shot doing so much work, but the TP out again from Io. People said the spell couldn't be used aggressively anymore. Tornado gonna lift up Somnus. He's gonna get out okay. Meanwhile, yeah, Zai's still playing around. He gets a long-range shackle under his shrine as well, as in comes the Razor, held still by that ice wall. Mid one doing damage, but he should be able to get himself out. And again, only Chalice and I think Bane went, no, is it just Chalice?
They're still chasing.
But there's the shackle, but again, the disruption from FY saves him from the Sunstrike, gets him out of the shackle. Man, this Shadow Demon is such a good counter pick to the Shaman.
Is anybody going to die ever again this game? That's what I want to know.
Only one hero every team fight.
Nisha tried to TP into the shrine there at the top, but he cancelled it at the last second. I don't know whether he wanted to carry on farming bot, maybe get the bounty runes as well, but I really feel like they could have chased for more maybe if the Gyro had finished that TP. I guess the bounty runes, though, Bulldog would be proud.
Yep. Always, I mean, they mean a lot, especially when, these engagements are so unprofitable for both teams. Like the endgame stats of this game are probably going to look kind of meh for a Morphling Gyrocopter game. Compared to other competitive Tier 1 games, but the fact they've just been fighting so much and neither team have been finding anything for the past kind of 10 minutes, just getting the occasional kill, makes these bounty runes even more valuable.
I mean, it's so close, isn't it? You can tell this is a lower bracket game, though. Like, you can tell both these teams are on the verge of elimination, and they're just playing their hearts out at the moment, trying to stay alive in this competition.
Yeah, some real aggressive, fiery fighting. And again, amazing saves. Can't stress that enough.
The thing, yes, it may not be DPC, but you want to prove that you're the best team in the world up against the other best teams. You always want to be on top.
Of course, and a lot of money on the line.
Money's nice.
Is the prize pool.
Money's nice, but the proud side, that's all that matters.
And now they come into the Roche pit. And this is going down fairly quickly with these Serpent Wards.
Yeah, the Wisp has the Ags upgrade now for the Gyro as well, so lots of damage coming through from Nisha.
And LGD are making their way over there. Smoked up, can they get here in time? Crimson Guard is popped, but no, the Roshan goes down to Nisha as the Centaur jumps in. Was this too late though? They try to drop the Stampede, but they're not even backing out. Ame into everybody here. Puppey being dropped low. He will be the first kill as the split shot comes through and really messes with the backlines off.
The sneak though onto Nisha just reduces his damage so much.
Ami finds Ayo in the back lines. The Wisp is dead. Nisha all alone. He's got the double damage rune though, and they get the morph. Once again, where is your disruption? It's not here this time. Down goes Ami. Secret find the kill on the enemy carry in a very unlikely fight, and now he can follow up. Fiend's Grip out onto Chalice. Mid one of Nisha surround him, and down goes the Centaur.
They didn't.
I thought. Sorry, go.
And they catch another one.
Zai always with the +1s, and he's just going to follow this up. Actually, he doesn't have the mana for a Hex, I don't think, but mid one's here. He's just going to come in and throw down that Deafening Blast and secure that kill.
What a play by Secret. They don't even lose the Aegis on the Gyrocopter. It really didn't look that great for Nisha when the static link came through, but Zai, with these hexes and shackles, is always finding somebody. His positioning has been absolutely amazing in these fights. And the damage at the moment from both these teams, it's the Gyrocopter versus the Morph Show.
I mean, yeah, that fight looked bad for Secret. Like, they didn't have their Wisp for the Gyrocopter. I mean, they had the double damage on Nisha, which obviously makes it different, but without his Io, it's very hard for him to move around these fights. And you know, the Morph just came into the backlines, just completely messed with Secret's competition. They were split up across the map. I assumed the fight was just going to fizzle out, but no, it never, ever does. And now this top tier 2 tower is torn apart by this Alacrity Gyrocopter with now a Butterfly as well. There is not an MKB on the Morphling either.
Yeah, could have possibly gone to push mid there on Secret to get the tier 3, but they go for the safe option. Like we said, this is an elimination game. You really don't want to be making those mistakes. Game 3, you know, everything's on the line.
It's Arme's turn with a double damage rune though. And this is a Morphling DD, so maybe, just maybe, LGD want to fight, but I think they might be against it just because of this Aegis being so scary.
I'm really looking forward to this Aghanim Scepter on Xayah as well. The problem is, at the moment, they're dropping it in fights, so it's really difficult for them to force a fight on the high ground without the Serpent Wards being available because of all this initiation and all the stall coming through from the Shadow Demon, the Elder Titan, even these Morphling throwing out adaptive strikes as well.
I'm a little bit surprised with the Io having the talent that he's still going to go for it, but at the same time, you know, he's always going to be on the Gyrocopter. It's not one of the games where you can leave his side.
Look at this tanky items on the Razor as well. BKB, Shivas, going for that Halberd next as well. Could be a really key item up against this Gyrocopter. A lot of the damage coming out from Secret at the moment, especially on the physical side, is coming from Nisha. So if you can limit that, your Morphling should be able to do so much in these fights.
Yeah, and this game very much feels like Nisha versus Ame, at least when it comes to the right-click damage anyway. So Morphling and the Gyrocopter face each other up. Morphling typically seen as a better... Oh, Zai jumping in with the Sunstrike as well. X-Nova taking a chunk of damage here. Can they actually finish him off though? Crimson Guard and Stampede used. Nisha takes actually a chunk here as they use a Fiend's Grip onto Chalice on the high ground. Puppey though will get blown up by Ame. Ayo going for the TP out, but he actually breaks the tether onto Nisha. Oh no, he's left him behind. This could be bad. Zai trying to recover things, throws down these snakes. He knows he needs to do something as he throws down this
good
Hex
tornado
as well. The tornado, is it enough though? No, Nisha is dead. Ayo comes back, is not looking too hot. Oh, mid one.
Zai stuck.
Ayu, oh, he's stuck in the trees and torn apart by LGD. Oh no. And
Ame's still going.
Ame's not giving up here. Still having that gyroform, throwing out these rockets. The Ice Wall might be enough to force back Ame though, it will. Though I say that, they're still coming in. FY, he's looking for it. He's got the disruption available, but can't quite close the gap. Shiva's going to come out, but no, they will escape. Was that the gyro moving out of the range? Was that all, or did someone push him out? Or
I didn't see. I mean, I assume Gyrocopter must have just got out of range of the relocate for the of the tether for the relocate, but
it looked like he moved away.
Oh, really costly. And it feels like the story so far this series has been that, you know, the hard carry is always coming back and winning this game, and the hardest carry here is definitely the Morphling. I feel like it's so key for Xayah to be able to get on top of Ame here, but now he has the Lincolns. It's really difficult.
That tier 3 tower will now be under siege. The Crimson Guard going to help out for the time being. Now the Fortify as well. Gyrocopter back in 13 seconds.
Yeah, having these Shadow Demon illusions up as well makes it so easy for this low committal to towers. If you want to ever push high ground, you really don't. You don't have to commit anything.
Somnus just trying to clean up some creeps here, get money for his Heaven's Halberd. Such a good item versus that Gyrocopter. He's nearly there as well. Could be a pretty big item to get. And Heaven's Halberd is one of these items which is often kind of skipped past, but especially in this later game situation where these BKB timings get a bit lower, it can be really, really good. And obviously if you get it off before the BKB comes off, then the gyro really suffers.
Yeah, I feel like it's really good against these heroes that like to have the initial kind of burst of damage. So like TA with the meld is a good example, Gyro with the flat cannon as well. Want to be using that spread damage at the start of the fights.
There's Phantom Assassin as well, another good example.
Luna as well. There's so many, all these right-click carries. Gyro, I think he's actually just bought out for the MKB.
It's coming down to that stage where one buyback could be deciding this match.
He has bought out for it. It's such a risky play, but maybe Secret feel like they have to do that now because, like we said, this Morphling's only going to get stronger. He is going to become the top dog if he's not already.
38 minutes in, 23 to 14, but only a 1k gold advantage for Team Secret. This is incredibly close. Arme, the big, scary carry on that Morphling, but they've also got a Gyrocopter with an Io backing them up as well. It's very, very tricky to call, even from this standpoint. I mean, the panel, they said they favored LGD if it went late, is that correct?
Yeah, just because of the Morphling. I mean, I assume they said that. Kyle and Bordeaux went LGD, Lizard went for Secret, but nobody even knows who's going to win anymore. Like, it's a less than 1k net worth advantage. Anything could happen here.
I mean, as we said, it just comes down to the skill. It comes down to these last second saves, who gets kept alive, who is going to drop. Fights we've had one person dying, fights we've had 10. It's been a lot going on. LGD now trying to force this high ground, using these illusions with the disruption to try and deal some damage to this tower. And by some, I mean a lot. It's going down quick. Nisha forced to come forward to actually get the Hex off onto Arme, but there is no follow-up. And Gyro put to sleep. Linians is popped, but they really don't want to commit onto this. Don't forget, you've always got mid one on the Invoker sitting in the backlines ready to initiate. And as their lanes get pushed in, LGD are forced to retreat.
That flat cannon damage onto the creeps. Jeez. He has the Satanic now on Morph, so if you don't kill the Morph in a Hex duration at the moment, or like a Fiend's Grip or something, it's so difficult to see how they're ever going to be able to bring him down.
Secret, they're looking here.
They have the sentry down. They see him.
He's going to be popped, and they jump on him, stun him up, and now they turn him around. Can they bring up the one? And they can't do it in time as Nisha comes forward with that BKB. Chalice going to get saved by FY. Now Nisha could be in a bit of an awkward situation. Say, Ayo, no, he's not going to be able to die. He actually gets away. Nisha as well, such low HP. Is he really going to survive this one? Nisha, down goes the Io. The grip, the Gyrocopter, the grip. It's going to save him. The tornado from mid one as well. Gyrocopter is staying alive as they get over to the shrine. Mid one gives his life though, and the Gyrocopter is staying in the fight, but LGD, they have taken this Invoker down, and now they look for more. Rocket, gonna give him some side puppy. Oh no, he goes for the TP out. Chalice finds him with the stomp, bring him down. That Bane is dead.
They were so close to killing Nisha and Mid One though. Mid One picked up a regen rune in the middle of that fight in the bottom rune area. That's insane. He just about saves Nisha though. Great Fiend Script by Puppy, great follow-up tornado by Mid One as well. Doing everything to keep their carry alive. And he didn't have buyback. What? That could have been the game.
Yeah, that's that was so close to Secret losing. I'm losing my mind. This game, it's tense. It is extremely tense, but it is now a gold lead for LGD.
Feels like for the first time in a while this game as well. Secret have been on top for so long. Don't forget, at one point this game, Secret had 17 kills to LGD's 1. And LGD are back in this, fighting.
Yeah, 23 to 18 now. So Shadow Demon with this Blink, 4-staff gem. FY has been the man with the saves. Super annoying to play against, and also working out really well with his Morphling as well, to use his disruption to make these extra Morphlings to siege and to push lanes.
You see, at the start of every fight, though, Secret are trying really hard to be able to bring this Centaur down. At the start of the game, it was really easy because he had such a rough laning stage. He wasn't that tanky at all. Then all of a sudden, in these later stages of the game, he's picked up this Crimson with his really high strength gain as well on the Centaur. It's so difficult to bring him down. And it feels like Nisha's using all his BKB timings to be able to try and do that, but FY's always there with the save, playing out of his mind.
Arme has a double damage on the Morphling. This is scary, but it doesn't look like LGD want to capitalize on it, though. I say that because they all group up on the high ground. Yep. Okay, they're going to go for something here. Not that long left on this DD, but they're going to use this opportunity to look for a fight. Secret, the pings are coming out.
I love that he's gone for the multi-shot adaptive strikes as well. Really good this game with the ET as a pairing.
They're going to walk straight into this. Zion, the front line's possible. The Lincoln Spear's Morphling jumps forward, nearly brings down Zion. Meanwhile, just armed on the Gyrocopter. They're trying to focus up Io. He's taking up so much damage. He's going for the TP out, not going to make it. The Gyro all on his own now. Io has left him.
Gyro has no buyback.
Big jump. Ame trying to hunt him down. Nisha, no buyback. He might well just die here. He's dead. 90 seconds, no Gyrocopter. The base is wide open from Secret. How quick can LGD push, though?
Their lanes are in a not a too bad position. They're around the mid part of the map here. They just need to shove them in as quickly as possible here. But you see Mid One with the illusion rune. He's pulling the creep wave away. It does die now, but they're buying themselves as much time as they possibly can.
Every second counts if they have their IO and their gyro dead. Bane, he's going to be back in 10 seconds, but key heroes. LGD taking to the high ground right now. Secret so far back, they do not want to get stomped by Chalice.
They know Nisha's not buying back here. They might realize pretty quickly that they can go for the end game.
They take the mid racks. They go for the tier 4s, tier 3s, and the barracks.
I think they're going to realize after this set of racks, especially with the tier 2 being up, without Nisha buying back, they want to go for the end here. This is it.
Still 30 seconds. It is going to be enough time. Secret going to have to do some serious delaying here. It's a really big ask. So Puppey forced to break the sleep even.
Oh, the
Hex is out. It's going to run some more time, just keeping Arme back, forced nothing away from the stomp as well. And LGD, 10 seconds left on the gyrocopter. They're going to get themselves away. They know how much they can delay with the 3 heroes which are up.
Secret keep themselves in the game, but only just. They did a really good job of stalling there with the hexes, with the tornadoes from Invoker as well. It's so close here. One more mistake from Secret, and that could be it.
They will get a Roshan most likely, unless Secret can go over here really, really quickly. But they have lanes to worry about as well.
It feels like Secret can't give up the Roche at this point, but they don't have a choice. They can't get over to the pit in time.
I have to ask, would LGD have been able to finish the game in that time?
Possibly, but you really don't want to take the risks. Like we said, it's a lower bracket elimination game. Game 3, everything on the line. Just play it safe. You know there's no timer on your lineup. Why rush this game? You can always just buy back on the Morphling if something goes wrong. Play safe, get the Aegis for your Morphling. And they're struggling to kill him once, never mind twice.
Yep, he's going to have this buyback available. 150 gold on the Morphling. Gyro, he's nowhere near to getting him. He's still got 2k gold to go before he's going to get this this buyback going.
Nisha
has a rapier queued up.
Yeah.
You know? It's a long way away, but got to have goals.
They really lack damage at this point. They have to try and make something happen.
Hex on the front lines.
Or the grip.
They get the grip off onto the Razor, but it's cancelled. The sleep actually comes out onto the Bane, and Puppey's going to get torn apart. And now Nisha is actually on the low ground. He's going for this BKB use. IO tethers up. Arme getting dropped low, but turns into the gyrocopter. He's going to keep himself alive. No, he's not. The Morphling. He's going to go down once, of course, has the Aegis, but now there's no Aegis to worry about. Has buyback, though, on LGD. No buyback on Nisha. Secret playing on the line here. If they defend from this, they're going to be legends.
There's no buyback here on anyone except mid one on the Secret side, so they have to be so careful now. Puppey went in because he knew he had the buyback available, tried to bait himself out at the front first. But they get the Aegis in return for his buyback, and I think Secret should be happy with that trade. It's very difficult for LGD to try and push him to this high ground.
Nisha, oh, the stomp comes out, but he's got that Lincoln Spear, so LGD just trying to poke away here, keep Secret on edge.
Yeah, this vision from the ET Spirit is doing so much work at the moment. They just see where everybody is. Xnova's doing a great job at scouting everything here. The creeps are pushing in as well in the bot lane.
Yeah, I think they were really trying to just kind of keep Nisha on edge. Arme actually coming forwards. Nisha, the stomp comes out, it's onto 3. This could be the initiation they're looking for here as Thomas comes forwards, and Zai is dead. Oh, looking low as well. Meanwhile, the Earthspear, they're going to focus on the towers, so LGD, they just want buildings. Fortification comes in with the Crimson Guard. Nisha coming forwards.
The
stomp again! He gets another 3 heroes! Follow it up with a sleep! Arme with the split! It's doing so much work! The track cannon on the gyrocopter. It seems to be too much for Secret to handle. The gyrocopter goes down! He got no more death! The Cataclysm, it takes down Arme, but they've got the buyback. Mid one does his best to try and keep them alive, but it's just not gonna happen. Down goes mid one, down goes the Ancient, and Secret will drop out of the Winter Clash.